Hello everyone and welcome to this video. I'm Shelby, and if you're new to my channel, this is Shelby Shuffle Mode, which is a music dedicated YouTube channel. So if that interests you, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But this video today is about Elton John. Now I love Elton John. I've been listening to Elton John's music for the last 18 years of my life. I wanted to make a video where I list my top 10 favorite Elton John songs. I truly just love his massive library of songs, and mind you, his career is going over 5 decades now, so literally there's like 50 years worth of music to go through. As I was trying to decide my top 10, it was just like the most heartbreaking thing. I think I wrote down like 40 songs and then I had to whittle it down to 10. So that's just terrible and sad, but I did it. So I'm gonna go 10 to 1, and 1 being like my all-time absolute favorite Elton John song. And I also have 5 honorable mentions as well, because like that's just too cruel to try and say 10 songs only when someone has had such a successful career as Elton John. So let's get into it. Number 10 on my list is an iconic Elton John song. Everyone knows it, and it's even the name of the movie that came out in 2019, and that is Rocket Man. Rocket Man came out in 1972 on the Honky Chateau album. This is not the only song from the Honky Chateau album in my top 10, but Rocket Man was one when I was really little that I absolutely loved. But Rocket Man, it just needs to be in the top 10 no matter what, because not only is it an iconic Elton song, it's amazing. Whenever you see Elton in concert, I love what he does with Rocket Man live. So it is just, it needs to be on there. So that's at number 10. Number 9 on the list would be another iconic song, and it was iconic when it first came out in the 70s, and then another version was made in the 90s when Princess Diana tragically passed away. So I'm talking about Candle in the Wind. That was released in 1973 from the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album, and it was a song about Norma Jean, aka Marilyn Monroe. And it's just a beautiful, sad song. Candle in the Wind, I love Bernie's lyrics in that one a ton. It's sad, but I think it's also one that can translate into so many different areas of life, and it just really tells a story, like her story, and through Bernie's eyes. And that's one thing that I think has always made me just love Elton John songs in general, is that these songs really tell complete stories of people. Number 8, we're going a little bit later in his career with the song Sacrifice from 1989. That was in the album Sleeping with the Past. And Sacrifice is a song that has entered into heavy rotation of my Elton John library, I'd say in the last 5 years of my life. I listen to that song a lot now. I love his tone of voice. At that point, it was starting to sound a little different than Elton in the 70s sounded, but once again, lyrically, it's just beautiful, and it definitely sounds like a late 80s, early 90s type of like pop, soft pop song. And I don't know, it just has a really special place in my heart. It's a good one to sing along to. Number 7 was an all-time favorite for me from the very first moment I heard it when I was just a wee one, and that is Honky Cat, and it came out in 1972, also on the Honky Chateau album. Honky Cat is pure fun, and once again, I think even when I was little, I was very much into, I wanted to read the lyrics to the songs, and lyrically, I loved the song because it is all about leaving the small town, essentially. I just love how creative Bernie's lyrics were, and how Elton just took it and made it into such a fun song. And then if you've seen the movie Rocket Man, I love how they used Honky Cat as like the montage piece as when Elton was just exploding. I thought that was a genius place to put that song. So Honky Cat has always had a very special place in my heart. It always gets me dancing. I've loved it forever. Number 6 is one of the songs that also has been with me the longest in songs that I love, and that is, I guess that's why they call it the blues. I don't know what it is about that song, but ever since I was probably about like 11 or so, I have been obsessed with it. I think it is the more bluesy melody. It's definitely got a lot of minor chords happening, which I adore, and some of the lyrics in it, you know, I was 11-year-old belting that song out and my parents were cool with it, but really I'm like, I should not have been saying some of those things, but it's fine. I think I love it because it's definitely a different melody from other songs in his catalog. Number 5 is another one from Too Low for Zero, and that is I'm Still Standin'. That one I feel like I hear pretty consistently to this day still. I think it's a good radio song. It is a nice up-tempo song. I'm Still Standin' is just a really great song, and the music video is so fun and so French 80s European. I just think it is incredible, and I think it's just a really fun song with a strong message. There's not really a song to get you going and making you feel motivated other than a song where literally the whole chorus is like, I'm still standing. That's just a good one. It's just great. Number 4 from Madman Across the Water from 1971 is the classic Tiny Dancer. It is just a gorgeous ballad. I know that it is one of the most popular ballads by Elton, but for good reason. It is just the melody. Elton made it so beautiful, and also it just builds beautifully. The song builds beautifully, and the lyrics, once again, Bernie, it was lyrically a more personal song to Bernie, and it's just like a beautiful version of a love song that is lyrically so different from so many other love songs that you hear. It's just good. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Like, if I just want to listen to a really beautiful song, you can't go wrong with that. Number 3 is another Elton ballad that I love. It's beautiful in a totally different way. It's such a beautiful ballad, but not necessarily a love song. And I really love when Elton and Bernie do that, and that's Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters. Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters is from 1972 Hunky Chateau album, and Hunky Chateau has got a lot of winners on there. It's a beautiful ballad about being in the city, and it's kind of sad, you know? And I love that they have so many beautiful ballads that aren't necessarily love songs. That's something I've always adored about Elton and Bernie, and that's just a great example of it. Number 2 on my list is a song that I have loved consistently for the past 18 years, and that is Leave On, and that is from 1971 Madman Across the Water. Leave On is just astounding. I loved learning the lyrics to it when I was little. I would read the little lyric book and learn all of the words and just try and interpret it, but it goes back to, it's just a storytelling song. Leave On Live is so great because that is a big jam session song, and they jammed so hard on Leave On during this last tour, and I knew a few people who were seeing Elton for the first time when they went to that show, and when I asked them how they liked it afterwards, all of them said, whoa, Leave On was insane. Like, my number one most loved Elton John song is a song that if you do not know it, you need to just press pause on this video, Google it, listen to it, and then come back. And that is from the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album from 1973. Yes, 1973. Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding. It is an 11-minute song, so it is a long one. It starts out with the funeral for a friend part, is like the first 5 minutes or so, and it is just instrumental, but it's gorgeous. It's sad, it's moody, and then it just like comes to this climax of like up-tempo wonderment, and then the Love Lies Bleeding part is an up-tempo song that's lyrically so sad. Like, you just want to dance to it and jam out to it, but it's truly lyrically such a sad song, and I love the stark contrast so much. Like, hands down, it is my favorite Elton and Bernie song. It just shows off literally all of the best things I love about Elton and I love about Bernie's lyrics. It just shows everything, and that's another one. Seeing Elton live, that is always such a treat, such a showstopper to see them just jam on it. It is so good. It is just like masterful, and I'm terrible at describing Elton's songs because like I just love them so much. I have listened to them for so long and so often that they feel like home. Like, Elton John's music feels like home to me, and I can only imagine what some of his fans who actually were alive through the very beginning to now who love him feel like, because if I feel like his music feels like home, I just can't even fathom what some of these fans that lived the whole same lifespan as him feel. So here are 5 songs that are honorable mentions. I have Daniel. Daniel is a song that, although when you first hear it, you're like, oh, this song's pretty simple, but it's one of the songs where you don't really know what it's about because Bernie like completed it lyrically, but Elton just kind of cut it off. But I love singing along to Daniel. That's a great one. Another one from Goodbye Yellow Brick Road that I absolutely love, but it is seriously the most depressing song lyrically, and that is All the Girls Love Alice. It is such a good rocker, like true genuine rocker. Lots of guitars happening in there, and it's very chaotic sounding. It's very fast paced, and once again, it's that stark contrast, kind of like Funeral for a Friend. I just live for it, and I love that one. From Tumbleweed Connection from 1970, Burn Down the Mission has been one of my favorite songs too. I think that song is beautiful, and once again, it's just like kind of gospel-y too, and that's what I really enjoy about that one in particular. Another song that I really love and that I put in honorable mentions is Border Song, which was on Elton John's self-titled album that came out in 1970, I believe. It's just more simplified when it comes to the music, and I love it because not only are the lyrics beautiful, but you can really just listen to Elton's wonderful piano playing on that one. Finally, another song that was this close to entering my top 10 was actually from 2001, Songs from the West Coast. Some songs from the West Coast. I believe what the album's called. Is it Songs from the West Coast or Songs of the West Coast? It's one of those. I Want Love. I Want Love. I think that song is a song that a lot of people can relate to in describing like wanting true, raw, genuine love. That's the real deal. There you have it, my personal top 10 picks from Elton John's music library and 5 honorable mentions. That was a very difficult list for me to make. I just think Elton John is truly timeless in his music, and I love how he is one of those musicians that continues to stay relevant no matter how long he's been around, and loves to interact with younger musicians as well. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what Elton John songs you love. I would really love to know. Like I've said 1,000 times, I love that dude. He is my man when it comes to the music world. So I'd love to know in the comments what your favorite Elton John songs are. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are interested in music-based content. That would be wildly appreciated, and I would love that. But until next time, bye.